Good afternoon. Let me at the outset thank Venki for inviting me to share my views and Dr. Bala to moderate this session. And many of you know what about DRDO is all about. We are 52 labs spread all over the country, and we are well known in missiles. Beyond that, we are also do a lot of projects and technologies we develop. And I was being asked to give this presentation by Colonel Kube, who called me that, why don't you come and share your views? And I said, okay, I don't want to have a formal, regular, structured presentation. I would like to have some few ideas which I want to share, which I have been doing it. Number of actions we have taken as a policy initiatives so that the research what we do in DRDO ultimately translates into the industry. So the industry gets the benefit, and then in turn, the nation gets the benefit. So if you look at, can I just have the first slide, please? Traditionally, if you look at DRDO, how do we take up projects? We have both top-down approach as well as a bottom-up approach. More than we have 50 years, we have been in this business. So we have developed a number of technologies. We learned from the old systems, and then we started an in-house R&D, and then started creating this technology base inside the organization. Many times they are driven by the services integrated perspective plan, what the services need. DRDO is a dedicated R&D house for the services. Based on the services requirement, we try to understand that what we have, what we can conceive, and then we come out as a top-down approach. And as well as we also take up a number of projects from academic interactions, a bottom-up approach. So if you look at it, we have got mission mode project where the maturity levels are very high. We take up a mission mode project where you see the big missiles which are all taking place. LCA program is a combat aircraft is a mission mode program where more than 50 labs are involved, both within DRDO and outside DRDO, including international participation. And we also take up a lot of infrastructure projects because many of the infrastructure projects themselves are technology intensive. It's a lighting facility, underwater towing facilities. They're all highly technology intensive projects. It's very difficult for any private sector industry without having a clear-cut business plan to invest on those things. This is what we have invested in the nation. Then today we feel these are all national assets. Today that you have the building blocks available, anyone is able to want to use this facility, we can offer those facilities for the testing. So why do you invest in R&D? What happens? What is the investment government has done in DRDO and what is the impact of that? If you look at it, maybe it will be a surprise to you. Next slide, please. The actual number of systems which have been developed, which has gone through trial evaluation, gone through a user acceptance, and then cleared for the Defense Acquisition Council for induction. If you look into this value, it is today stands at more than 2 lakh crores. This is the real business. We're talking about not the project. It's a project which have been cleared and then waiting to be harvested. In this, here, since you're talking about the opportunity for industry, these systems have got different level of indigenous content. Some other systems are highly indigenous content. If you take the Akash weapon system, we have shared, very happy to share. Both the partners are here, both Bell and Tata Power Electronics. Both have been a partner in this program. They have been with us for the last more than 15 years of trial evaluation on this. Together, from the day one till the end, they were with us. And the benefit of that one is today that huge numbers of orders are coming. And the indigenous content in those systems is more than 90%. Except the electronic components, nothing else is being imported from abroad. So in the case of an LCA program, it's a large flying aircraft, it's a combat aircraft. You have indigenous content around close to 60%. If you take one single module, engine is imported, it's a high value item, so that it gets into that, the FE content, if you look at it, it's a large, it's a big chunk. So we are importing that engine. We said it doesn't matter because it's a large program of this size, you need to have a collaborative approach. So DRDO is not against collaborative approach. We are now looking to that one where all we can cut down the development time. In-house development as well as collaborations, both, that is how that we are looking into that one, so that future programs, we can compress the time. Next one, please. Yeah, this is essentially, this is what I wanted to use it as a talking point for this panel discussion. even I can't read, so I hope you are not able to read. Right. See that so far we have been doing these projects in a traditional way. That means we have got traditional partners. DPSUs is my big brother. I can do any project with the Bell. We have been doing with the Bell. We can go in doing with HAL. We have been doing with Ordnance Factory. And some big players like Tata's, L&T's. They are the traditional players we have been working. And end of the day, everybody keep talking about us. Today, India is still the largest importer of defense equipment and systems. That's a fact. Today, we are the largest importer of defense equipment and systems. That means the traditional players of what we call the cozy club, it is not sufficient to handle that volume of work which need to be done. So if you look at the capability-wise, we have been successful in number of areas. You take that radars, almost radars, any kind of radars, today it is possible to realize within the country. We have got the knowledge base, we have got the capability to do that. But India is a large country. We need to create capacity. Somewhere that we find that the capacity we are not able to build the way that we want. There are issues. If you ask Bell, he will say that capacity, maybe Bell have capacity, they are not being energized. Because we don't have a long-term roadmap. Nobody tells us that what is the country's total requirement, the investment can take place. Investment is becoming a problem, but ultimately we have to see that we need to create capacity. That capacity has to happen. We are beyond the traditional players. And the next, this is when we keep talking about involve private sector industry in a big way in all the developments, I think. Today that in defense industry, the private sector participation, if you want to, anybody has to look it back, they will say, DRDO was there and then we are able to involve. More than 800, 900 industries are involved in the DRDO projects and programs. Initially it was a closed door. We have been involving, even before it was opened up, we have been involving the Tatas. It was a closed door, but we still work with the Tata because of the prototypes. Nobody was interested, so we could work with the Tatas, we could work with the L&T, we could work with the small industries also. Now they have become a big help for us to take up big programs. And when we want to involve private sector, now we wanted to create a level playing field. This is one thing which we want to do because it's a taxpayers' money. We take a budget support from doing the research. We develop the research and develop the technologies and products. And then we are traditionally going to Ordnance Factory and DPSUs. Now the industry started telling us, why don't you make these technologies available to us? So then we also started putting a point as a policy. Today, we have a policy in place where every technology what developed by DRDO is available to the private sector at the same terms and conditions. So very soon, this will be announced by the Raksha Mantri. So we are expecting that it will be formally announced by Raksha Mantri. But it has been cleared, and then we are going to do that. And then you can now go into the web, ask for the technology. You have got something like that, and you can seek those technology. We will be able to provide you those technology transfer to the industries. So we are looking for a paradigm shift in that to happen because Make in India, which gives a manufacturing technology, in DRDO we call the next level, where we call the Made in India, where the design is also carried out. And the third one, which we talk about, that one when Make in India, Made in India compressed with a collaborative effort, can lead to tomorrow's project in a very short time frame. So we may not be able to solve all the problem. We are looking for the space is available even for the collaborators to come and then fill up those gaps so that in-house R&D, in-house manufacturing capability, knowledge gap which you can fill up with the collaborator can happen. If this happens, then I think we will be able to move very fast. And this also, in my opinion, can lead to export. So this is one thing which we are also pushing, but everybody was thinking like, no, today we may not be able to get into the export market, but surprisingly that we got number of interest many times to the industries. They said, we would like to offer your system for an export market. So now there are 70 cases have been cleared for the export for the MOD. Out of that, at least 35 cases belongs to DRDO systems. So it's only then we have to see there is a value for money, solutions we can provide, and we have to look into that as an opportunity. So all your stakeholders, all your partners will ultimately get the benefit of this market. So I just leave this At this, I won't elaborate much. Maybe during discussions I can take up any of these points in more detail. Thank you.